Today I'm gonna be having a look at AmITheAs Reddit and I'm gonna be judging if people are assholes or not. I'm guessing they are, but let's see this first thread here. Am I the asshole because I won't pay to continue housekeeping services for my wife? Sounds like some upper class bullshit already. My wife is someone who has always had a housekeeper from a young age. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, yeah. Rich people's problems. Oh my goodness. When we first discussed moving in together before marriage, the division of chores was a hot topic. Yeah, I guess. I was on a team, we can do it ourselves, and she wanted to keep using the housekeeping service that she had. Ultimately, I agreed to the housekeeping service after both our parents told me it'd be easier to agree to make her happy. Oh my goodness. Why do you get into relationships like that, where like your priorities are clearly misaligned here? I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work. Like, if she's someone who grew up in a rich household and you did not, I don't think ultimately you're gonna be able to like create a great relationship, especially living with each other. That's just my opinion. My only thing was that it was a service she was responsible for paying for. She started out having them come every other week, then once a week, to every other day. Oh my god. Imagine like housekeeping coming every other day. What the hell? Like if you have like this kind of issues, like you know you're fucking privileged to keep the house as clean as she liked it and do things like her laundry and emptying the trash in her hobby room. This is getting crazier and crazier by the minute. Mid-January, my wife was let go when her company downsized. She'd been having a hard time finding a job in her field. For now, she's working part-time in retail. We weren't making amazing money before she was let go. What do you mean? She could afford to have housekeeping come every other day. What do you mean you were not making amazing money? But we live comfortably due in part to living below our means for the most part. So you live below your means, but your wife hires a housekeeper. I cannot imagine in other parts of life how the living below your means would look like if she hires a housekeeper to come every other day. Since her current job doesn't pay much, I said that I would cover all of our joint expenses like mortgage, property tax, utility. You have a mortgage, you pay property tax, and you say you're not making amazing money. God damn it, it's 2024. I presume you live in America. And you have a mortgage. You own the fucking house. And you say we're not making amazing money, but we live comfortably. This is the most middle class thing you can say. My goodness, I'm so pissed. And our phone, so she doesn't have to deplete her savings. She has savings! For God's sake. Oh my goodness. This middle class bullshit is making me ugh. She paid for the cleaning service in February, but then yesterday asked me if I was going to set up a direct pay with the cleaning company or transfer the money to her to keep paying them. It's $190 per week. $190 per week. That's like more than half of my salary. Come on. Like, how are you gonna whine about whether we should pay the housekeeper or not if you can afford to pay $190 per week? Come on, this is ridiculous. I told her neither. The housekeeping service was something she wanted and she was responsible for. If she can't afford it, then she can't afford it anymore without dropping her savings below a point where she's comfortable with, then we don't need it. Yeah, you don't need it in the first place. And I'm not going to pay for something two able-bodied adults are perfectly capable of doing themselves. Yeah, so this person, the OP of this post, is way more reasonable than the wife, apparently. And yeah, that's what you get when you are brought up in the rich fucking middle class environment. We argued. She says I know how much she hates cleaning and that it stresses her out. And since the housekeeper cleaned up areas like the kitchen and the living room and made the bed, sometimes I was benefiting from it. So it counts as a joint expense. I've told her I've told her it doesn't, because I'm perfectly happy to clean up after myself, and I've cleaned rooms before when they needed in between visits. So let me paint you the picture here. This person, they don't specify their gender, so I'm gonna say this person is doing what like every human adult is doing at their home. You know, they are cleaning after themselves, they are making the bed sometimes. And the wife of this person is doing none of that. And she's paying for a housekeeper to do that. Oh my goodness. That's horrendous. Because I can understand, I can kind of understand if they were both in like the similar state of mind here, you know, like the person was the spoiled brat and the wife was the spoiled brat, but no, this is not equal here. This person is more reasonable and the wife is a spoiled brat. So this doesn't calculate. Clean up after myself, clean room before in between visits. Fast forward to today, and she thinks I'm still being a jerk by not paying for it. Am I being the a-hole here? Oh God, no, you are not. You are being more reasonable than she is, to be honest. Like, I could not live with a person like this. This is just horrendous. Yeah, some people agree here. Not the asshole. Definitely not the asshole, okay? Definitely not the fucking asshole. Like, this is what any reasonable person would do. Unless you have like yeah, I guess you fucking do, because you are middle class, but unless you have like a huge mansion or whatever, then maybe it would make sense. But for a normal house, normal apartment, like, why do you need that? Why do you need that? I hate the idea of like those rich assholes getting like working class people to like slave away for them for probably a really bad wage. Like, they pay $190 a week for it, but it goes to the company. No, it's not like it goes directly to the housekeeper. So I'm gonna guess the housekeeper doesn't earn a lot. And yeah, this is just a terrible thing to do. Am I the asshole for telling my son that gay couples cannot make babies? I mean, false, but let's see what they have to say. My son, 8 years old, grade 2 autism. What does it mean, grade 2 autism? What the hell? Grade 2 autism. I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna fucking Google that. Oh yeah, so, yeah. It's some of the neurotypical bullshit. Neurotypical capitalistic bullshit about, you know, high functioning, low functioning, that kind of stuff. Nothing important. So my son is obsessed with geography and flags. He asked what the rainbow flag was months ago. I told him it's for girls who fall in love with girls and boys who fall in love with boys. Well, this is kind of shallow understanding of it, but I guess for an 8-year-old it's kind of okay. A discussion arose that eventually led to me telling him same-sex couples can make babies. Months later, I get a call from his teacher. Apparently he was kissed by a boy and screamed, "Ooh, I don't want to be a gay." So his teacher pulled him aside and asked him why he would say such a thing. If he got that sentiment, like he needed to get it from somewhere. So I guess the parent here must be responsible and must not like tell us everything. But let's see how this unfolds. To which he said that dad, me, okay, so yeah, so this person is the dad. To which he said that dad told him that the gays can't have babies and he wants to have babies when he grows up, so he does not want to be gay. His teacher basically implies that I'm homophobic, explains that there are lots of same-sex couples that have happy families through IVF surrogacy. Yeah, that's the first part, but also there are gay couples that can have biological babies. Even though I have never said anything to the contrary, all I did was point out the biological fact, which in turn riles her. What? What does riles her up? Which in turn riles her up because I'm not admitting fault when I know I didn't do anything wrong. Am I the asshole? Added some context based on repeat questions. Why are you telling your child about making babies in a discussion about love? I did not lead the conversation there. Most of our conversations are really just him asking a bunch of questions and me answering. Eventually he asked if two boys can become pregnant with a baby, and I replied that that could never happen. That's not true. We're also Swedish, and here it's normal to answer honestly when kids ask about babies. Why didn't the teacher care about kissing without consent? She did tell the other boy that he can never kiss anybody without asking for permission first. She actually led with that, leading me to initially believe that the main reason she called me was because somebody had kissed him without consent. This parent didn't have bad intentions, I think, but this is a very hetero cis normative explanation of the situation, and I'm not really happy with it, but I guess they were trying to do their best, kind of. I doubt this was like the only time that topic was touched on by the parent, because like the kid wouldn't get those ideas like by themselves, that oh, I want to have babies, so I don't want to be gay. Like I don't think this is the full story, to be honest. Yeah, someone makes the point here. If you only told him that gay people could not have children, why does he scream in response, say ooh? Why did you point out differences in the ability to have children that were negative and incomplete? Again, IVF, surrogacy, adoption are all valid options. You do realize that it is not a biological fact that all straight people can have children, right? Yeah. This is the third way of looking at it. Even if you're straight in a very cis-normative, heteronormative way, like there's a non-zero chance that you won't be able to have children. And there are like gay couples who can have children, so this is a really bad take. I don't think like this person is the asshole, because like being the asshole implies doing something with a bad imperative to some degree, and this person is just trying their best and is misinformed. But I think the result of their misinformation can be their child being an asshole in the future. So yeah, not the asshole, but not great. Am I the asshole for refusing to cover my scar and wearing a bikini as it triggered my friend? Oh, I can sense some women's body policing here. So let's dive in. I had a cancer scar a few years back and had a biopsy done on my upper leg. The scar has faded now, but it is still fairly noticeable and about 7 centimeters long. Thankfully, it was only a scar and nothing came of it. For a while, I was insecure about it and stopped wearing skirts or tight leggings where you could see the outline of the scar. Now that I've accepted it's going to be there, I started to wear whatever and realized nobody cares about it apart from the odd question. We went to the beach yesterday as a friend group and I wore a bikini. I was excited to get a tan, and my friend Anna brought her other friend Dana. I have met her before, but don't know her very well. However, I do know she started a fundraiser for her mom, who is fighting cancer right now. Dana's family situation is quite difficult as her dad passed away recently and her mom has stage 4 cancer, I assume, and Dana is juggling a lot. I came earlier than Anna and Dana, so I was already in my bikini when they joined us, and Dana was nice to me and asked about my new job. Then Anna went to say hi to the others, and Dana mentioned my scar and recognized it was a biopsy. She asked if I could wear a beach cover-up. and it was triggering to her and insensitive of me, as I know her mom is going through it right now. I said, no, I'm here to get a tan, and the cover-up will ruin it. And Dana didn't say anything, but didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. Today Anna texted me, telling me Dana told her what happened, and while she agrees Dana's comment was weird, I should have given her a free pass, as she is not in the best place mentally right now. I said it was really weird, and no, I wouldn't. I genuinely don't think I am in the wrong, and I think she's being really weird about the situation. Obviously, if I'm in the wrong, I will apologize. Okay, so this is more difficult than I anticipated. It's a question of, like, are other people's bodies like a valid way for someone to be triggered? This isn't really something this person can change, like they have a scar on them. It's kind of the same as, let's say they had a tattoo, like, that triggered the other person. They wouldn't be inclined necessarily to cover it because the other person is triggered. But on the other hand, like, the other person can't really choose what triggers them and what doesn't, so it could be seen as insensitive. But while you live in the world, there are like multitude of things that can trigger you on a daily basis depending on your mental situation, and it's not always possible to have the world around you like cater to your needs. And I think when it comes to a person's like bodily autonomy and what they want to show or not show, like this goes above like other people's potential triggers. Let's see what the people have to say here. Not the asshole at all. Why? I feel for her and what she's been going through. It's absolutely not okay to ask someone to put a cover up on due to a scar. If someone has a trigger, it is their responsibility to handle it, not everyone else's to change for them. You are at the beach. It is completely acceptable that you wear a bikini, and good for you for not letting your scar deter you from what you want to do. Okay, so this person was a little bit more harsh than I was. I have a little bit more understanding for the other side here, but still I don't think the OP should be bothered by that. And I essentially agree, but I would put a bit more empathizing on the other side here. Also, people need to stop misusing the word trigger. Trigger is a real term. It seems like, yeah, closer to PTSD response. Okay, yeah, so I'm also guilty of like using the word trigger more casually than this, but yeah, I think the OP is not the asshole here at all. Am I the asshole for telling all of my friends and family why my vacation home is off limits now unless they rent it? Oh, I suspect some fucking landlord leech drama here, you know? So let's see what this person has to say. I rent out my house through a service that includes insurance when it is in use. The insurance does not cover when I lend my house out to friends and family since they are not paying. I have regular homeowners insurance for that. My brother was using my house with his family just after New Year's. It's a slow time and I wasn't going to lose out on much income. My nephew stayed up late one night and didn't go out for breakfast with his family, so he decided to make himself some food. He started a kitchen fire and he freaked out and called 911 instead of using the fire extinguisher in the kitchen. He is 14, so I can't blame him too much. The smoke damage will cost about $8,700 to fix. The smoke damage? What the fuck is smoke damage? I told my brother who could take his time paying me back. He said he wasn't going to pay for an innocent mistake. I needed the house in order, so I just fixed everything. I didn't go to insurance since I don't want my rates going up. I was obviously upset, so I posted about the fire and how pissed I was at my brother. Pretty much all my friends and family took the side of the innocent angel. They said it was unfair for me to expect that much money from him when he could have rented a hotel for 1/4 the price. So I agreed. I said that from now on my house was off limits unless they rented it out. I was there and they came as my guests. Since I only use the house with my family, that means they can rent it all or use the only empty bedroom. It has a twin bed and a crib. Now the howling started and I'm being unfair to them for something that wasn't their fault. I offered to take up a collection from them to cover the repairs or the increased insurance premium, and most of them shut up. I directed them all to my brother. He got quite angry at me for blaming him for the situation. I said I wasn't about to send a mob after my nephew. I bought the house after I got a settlement from a worksite accident. I used the income to supplement the difference in what I used to earn at my old job and what I do now. So I guess my question is, am I the asshole for telling everyone there's a problem with me charging rent or stuffing family into a room meant for 2 small children to talk to my brother about it? Okay, so this person's family did some damage to their vacation rental house, amounting to $8,700, and they don't want to pay it. So this person wants to keep their family and friends out of the house, or make them pay to rent the house to spend time in it. And yeah, so I think, like, when you look at this situation by itself, like in a vacuum, you can see how this person is being reasonable. You can see how they're not the asshole and their brother is the one responsible here for the damages, and he should pay for either the damages or the insurance. But if you don't look at the situation in a vacuum and look at it like this person is a landlord who can afford to have a vacation rental, and they said here, like, they covered the expenses of the damages here, like $8,700. They covered it by themselves. They had money for it, and like, they're renting out fucking vacation rentals from what I assume to be Airbnb, because they say like they use some service that includes insurance. So I guess this is kind of like Airbnb. So I think, like, this context increases the potential assholery of this person in this situation. They are probably, if they can cover this expense by themselves, they are earning like enough money to do this. I don't think they should hold their family liable. They have like this much spare change on hand, to be honest. Like, this is in this context, this is like greed talking through them, and if they want to like keep good relationships with their family, I think they shouldn't make a big deal about it, like giving how much money they clearly have. Yeah, so like, this situation by itself, it's fairly obvious that the brother should pay, but for this situation in a greater context, this person gains the asshole points a little bit because they are being greedy. So that's my take on this. Let's see what the comments have to say. Not the asshole, your brother deserves to be the one dealing with the flak. If I were him, I would have at least offered to pay the increased insurance premiums, or at least monthly until the repairs were paid off, or you didn't go through insurance. He is the one who wrecked it for everyone, and everyone who took his side, I would not trust in my house. This is more of the former perspective, like looking at it this way in a vacuum, and I guess this person has nothing against vacation rentals and Airbnbs. So yeah, I guess most people on Reddit would be like that. Yeah, I guess the vast majority of comments will not agree with me. Yeah. So I agree with this to some degree, like in the context of just this story, but I don't agree with it in the full context. That's what I have to say about this one. So yeah, guys, this was the video. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed some Reddit content, and yep, thank you for watching, thank you for hanging out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.